All right. You should be live now. It says we're live. What's up, man? When I first uploaded it a minute ago, it said it was private. And then when it reloaded, as I shut it down, it said public. So it must have just taken a second. Andrew, I'm trying to talk Jericho into going tomorrow. He doesn't want to get up that early. It's Sunday. And what's up, John? And Andrew Jericho said that you guys basically scared him that his truck was going to fall off a mountain, talking about that hill. So, for people that don't know, the two of you, I don't know. I don't know how fast this one will go, Mitchell. Um, I got the H10 optic for my birthday. And then yesterday I went down to Country Junction and got an ESC for my class two truck to put a 2500 Outrunner in it. So I pulled out my Fusion Pro 2300 to put in here. So from what I've seen, you pull the shocks, pull the skid, everything drops out from underneath. I guess we'll find out together. I told them that you guys were hyping it up a bit, and it's no different than Rising Park that you could fall off a mountain there. But we'll see if this is easy as heard. But all the electronics stay on the bottom chassis. It's like you pull the upper links, and so upper links, and then the two skid bolts. We will probably be there, Andrew. I'll probably just make him get up and go. Also, Mitchell, old man Dennis, and Icons are on the way down. They want to pick up lanyards by Tony's truck that he won. That Dennis was supposed to pick up a week and a half ago and hit the rock course out back. Andrew, you got the Fury Tech in your Ascent, don't you? Or are you still running that 1800 Fusion? Oh, in the mini Ascent. I meant your full size. Darren talked me into that Fury Tech ESC. Okay. Well, if everything's true, it should just pop off now. Looks like the motor cover screws from underneath are still connected. I don't think you want a 1200 for class one. Just because it's more controlled doesn't mean you don't want wheel speed at times. Not true. The electronics are hooked to the tray up top. That dual mount servo just got printers. What did you print it in, Andrew? Can you do ABS yet? Mitchell just needs to cut us carbon fiber servo trains. I wonder if I did this wrong. I'm supposed to pull these off. Yeah. Ah, I did it wrong. So if you're doing this, the three screws on the bottom and the one that's in this radiator mount will drop everything out. I didn't have to pull any of that stuff off the links. So I will put it back together before I put it up in place. So it's one, two, three, four screws, and then the two shock screws on each end. So eight, 12. And this pops out. That's cool. I don't even think I needed to pull this radiator screw. Everything dropped out from underneath it. That's only three screws. That's pretty awesome. Guess I should have paid attention better to which screws they pulled apart. This cage is heavier than a capper cage for sure, but there's more to it. It's got the big fuel cell in the back. So if I would have just pulled it off these, this would be sitting here like this instead of me screwing it up. But I still needed to pull it off to the side to get the motor out. All right, one little zip tie here. Mitchell would have this on dual lock so you can change everything out real quick. Little screw on the bottom. All right, so the BFD is held in by three screws. And the loop out of the skin. Oh, the motor cover screw. Four screws. Yeah, with the motor cover off, you can get to your two motor screws. I don't know if chat's not updating or you guys just aren't talking to me now. Need to refresh this. Oh wow, that opinion was really stuck. There it is. All right. I had the stock vanquish set up to my pile of stock vanquishes. Let's fresh Loctite. Mitch, I can send you the email if you want to jump in. Uh, Participants, invite, you. I'm sure you're just sitting at your desk. There we go. Should be sent. Guess I could have just posted in the chat too. I just forget about that option. I sent the email, Mitchell. If anyone wants to jump in and raise the link. This one is a little longer. I'll have to wait to put the opinion on. There you go. Slide in there. Should be good. I'm putting the 2300 Fusion in my H10 optic. I took it a little farther apart than I had to, but figured it out now if I have to do it again. I threw the link in the chat. Well, you say 2 hours. If you're looking at Dennis's GPS, that means like an hour and a half. And I hope you make it safe. And the comp truck's ready. Dude, don't doubt that. There's no posers here, icons. Kurt, do you race on Sundays or Saturdays? I thought you raced on Sundays. Didn't know if racing started back up. That finishes it out. Perfect. Fusion fits right in there with the VFD. But you were racing on Saturday. What was that guy's name? Roberto? Is he still the man out there that I just kept hearing? All right, undercover. The double head. Can't believe Icons doubts that I'd have this done in time. I got an S610 Pro kit I'm building for another guy. I could have it done by the time you got here. That phase. This one is let's stay together. Put our tray back together that didn't need to take apart. That's it's on the inside, on the lowest setting. It is, but it isn't. Like, so this outer tray that I'm putting on here, it holds all the links and everything. I didn't realize that you could leave this attached. So there's three screws on the bottom of the cage, and then uh, you pop them out, and the whole thing drops. I pulled it like the capper, where you pull the tray, the links apart, but you don't have to do that. The link, this part is, what's up, sir? My commander is in here. Um, he's not really my commander. They just called him a commander at one of our call outs, and they called him that since. Um, but this tray stays and the links stay. So it drops out and all the electronics stay there. You still have to pull the cage off, but it's only the shock screws and three screws on the side. I took this part off unnecessarily. First time working on it. I wouldn't be fighting with this right now if I'd have done it right. What's up, SC Redneck? Have a couple of links on front between the plastic and the skid. I know you can't really see. Let me see if I can switch cameras and I'll show you. There we go. So this one goes between the skid, and this one goes between the gray plastic and the black plastic. So the front has a lot wider stance, I guess it would be, or what wider link pattern, link geometry, I think to help it be stable. That back one went in way too easy. That means the front one's going to fight me. Yeah, and it looks like I can, there's a hole here to get to the back transmission screw. So I wouldn't have had to pull any of this gray plastic. I could have got through this hole here, and then back here is the last transmission screw, and it would have popped out without pulling any of the links. It's it's a pretty nice setup. They also set this up so you can put the VFD twin in here, and this is where you mount your servos for your dig and overdrive. And you can take this tray off, and it's made to screw down on here if you want. I'm sorry, this tray off. You cut this tray out and you can flip it and it'll screw in here if you want to mount an ESC in one servo, because they make a dig unit you can put on this. But I should be able to plug this in. Oh, and it should work. I'll recalibrate the throttle. And this came out of a BRD carbon, so it should be good to be spinning the correct way. I didn't get a servo yet. I am going to upgrade the servo. It's just a stock Vanquish servo. So that's next on my. I have an Amazon one here, but I don't want to. I want a faster one. I'll probably go with the Power Hobby 729 or the Sense Cam 35 kilogram or 38 kilogram. They've been doing all right. I did notice it got a little twitchy on me when I was at Axial Fest in my Operation 11 Charlie truck, but it wasn't anything like it could have been the 3D printed wheel. I had to space it out a little bit because it was catching just the tiniest bit, and I don't like to grind on that resin, so I just put a ring in the middle to space it out. All right, guess we put a battery in it. Yeah, I put two of them in those trucks I built. I put the 729 NBL in the Phoenix and the SCX10 Pro, and I was really impressed with it. Oh, and Kurt, if you're looking for a crawler ESC, like if you want to do an outrunner, I just got this Fury Tech. I'm going to see how it does, but it's got all the Bluetooth programming and it puts out 8.4 volts to your servos if you want, and it does a max of 8 amps. And it really stepped up. I'm going to test it today. We'll see how it goes when Dennis and Abe get here. I will be right back. I'm going to swap out batteries to charge. That one was low. Surprised it didn't go into the low settings. All right, one more battery. All right, batteries changed. Yeah, it's for 110. It's 80 amp. I don't know if this camera will focus on it. 80 amp brushed or 120 amp brushless. And it's got all the, I'll have to plug the truck in here in a second. When I finish this, I'll show you the telemetry and stuff, but you can do throttle curve in it, all on the Bluetooth app. Uh, right, this is the app. It's not reading the car right now, but it has like a full telemetry setting. You can see what your throttle's doing and stuff. Um, has all your throttle settings if you want to do punch and everything. It's $90, dude. Has a throttle curve you can put in it. It's the same price as the Mamba Micro X 2, Micro X 2. Yeah, I've seen other people run it, and if you do an outrunner on it and it's under 2000 kV, you can run 4S. 2500 kV, which is the outrunner I have, they recommend 3S. And I took the battery I was going to use to test this. Oh, there's one right here. Let's try. I'm going to push this back real quick. That's it. That's the whole ESC. So here's the outrunner. There's the whole ESC, or right there. It's only like 4 millimeters high, 5 millimeters high. Comes with the XT60 soldered on. Yeah. So that's all my electronics now. Battery plug. This is your Bluetooth. You can just pull the on-off switch off. So it's just on when you plug it in, so you don't have any on-off switch problems or mounting like on these. This saved 100, pulling out this fusion out. This saved 100 grams on this truck, putting this motor and ESC in it. So this truck is just under 6 pounds now. All right, back to this battery, radio. Hopefully it doesn't take off. Hold it wide open as I start it. Oh wait, hold the power button. Castle's wide open. That could have went bad. Neutral, full throttle, reverse. There we go. And it should just move forward a tiny bit. Nope. Need to reverse it. This is a straight axle. I forgot this is a straight axle and it came off the portal truck. So we plug in our handy dandy program card. Put this all up here. Turn it on. RPM matching, yes. LiPo is auto. Cutoff is intermediate. Thermal protection is 1. Motor rotation. Change it up to 1 to counterclockwise instead of clockwise. Hit OK. DC voltage turned up. Drag brake force. High. Drag brake great. We're going to turn that down a little bit since this is kind of a rock racer. We'll set it at 5. Max reverse force. C10 is max brake force. That's fine. Throttle decrease rate is 1. Punch is 5. Let's turn that up. We'll set it at 7. That's good. Neutral range. I always leave that there. Hit OK, and it's all saved. Now we should go forward when we turn it on. Yes, you can switch it in the radio, but I don't like to do that. Hey, Mama's Mini. There it goes. Forward and reverse. That was our goal. And we programmed the ESC. Nice. Thanks for stopping in. All right. So double-sided tape. Hey, Kurt, do you get that dual lock in like a giant roll or a Mitchell? Do you guys get it in a giant roll? Because I think I'm going to switch to it. There's a couple of the Rock Pirates trucks I run with Velcro, and it's kind of wearing out. What's up, Woolsey? I don't know what Zoom set my delay at. Seems excessive. Yes, it is Woolsey. I just swapped the motor out from the stock to a Fusion 2300 Pro or Fusion Pro 2300, however you put it. I drove it around the yard once to say I drove it stock. You get it on Amazon, I think. It's pricey. If it's pricey but holds, I'm fine with it because the Rock Pirates sliders don't have a provision to really um, hook the battery down. There's no spot for a battery strap. So I've been using Velcro on the trucks that I have that are Rock Pirates. And just you take a hard tumble or something, they launch out. Okay. I saw Mitchell's using it on all his batteries too, since he only likes odd number configurations of S's. 3, 5, 7. I guess when you're around 160 mile an hour, you can run whatever configuration you want. I think I saw that video of Big Heads. And I think he was running carbon fiber wheels on that. And he should know that anything with a cage like this that is not light, you should run a heavier wheel. And I get the carbon fiber wheels are nice and light. I run them on my other truck, but it's I put brass rings in the front of this one, and I'm running the Method uh, Vanquish KMCs. I think these are machetes with brass in the front. It needs low down weight, just like a Capra. I mean, all my Capras have low down weight. I'm anxious to see how it'll do here in a little while, other than the servo being weak. When I take it out. Yeah, let me see. I'll go put this on the scale real quick. I'll be right back and I can tell you how heavy this cage is. I don't have a Capra cage apart right now. 508 grams. Yeah, I don't know. I guess you could change the skid a little bit, but I usually have good um, luck with Vanquish skids. So it's a little over a pound for this cage, 508 grams. But Vanquish didn't sugarcoat it. They called it a trail buggy. Like, this is what you should use it for. All right, three, three, four shock screws. What's the other two screws? Or I put it away. Where did I pull two other screws out of? Or I forget. Oh, underneath for the cage. Got it. The motor mount. Nice SC. Yeah, it was an awesome spot. Big Head finds good spots to run all the time. All right, I think I can go back to the other camera now. Glendale Shoals. That spot he has down by the river or whatever. He does all his comps. I like that spot. There's like a lot of good lines. Oh my God. Hello. How was your wedding? Yeah, down by the dam. Did you use green slime, Chunky? Because big bores are the least leaking shocks I think I've ever used. Well, deluxe, which is based on a big bore. It's at 1 p.m. Finally gonna get married. Let Jen make an honest woman out of you. Oh wait, I was at that wedding. Oh, he did it a while ago, Kurt. Has it been 18 years? Fuck, we're old. At Chunky's wedding, there was a lion that you could fondle its sack. It was a giant stuffed lion, and they left the ball sack on it. You haven't had a wedding unless you have a stuffed lion at your wedding. Didn't we all pose with the lion, Chunk? There it is. Back together. So if you haven't seen these, they have the battery tray on the doors. Yeah. Oh, I think Chunky had to get married. He finally found someone to put up with him. Yeah, the battery tray is sweet. And I think it's Big Head that said he did it. It was Big Head or West Desert Wheeler. I put a clip on the side where I put the battery, so it's easier to take in and out. If I wouldn't have made that, her credit was too good. Yeah, yes, you can put the battery on both sides. There's one on this side too. Um, so like Big Head said that he likes to put the battery on each side, so when he's out on the trail run, he can just switch. I found if you put the axial extended part on it, chunky, it's a lot easier to get in and out. And also, that Kevin Fine Leather Designs makes one that's just a finger click to engage it and disengage it, and you don't have to run the aluminum rods anymore. Since Tesla laid him off, he's had a lot of time to make new clipless stuff. And I'm not saying that to be mean. He said that in one of his videos that he got laid off. There it is, all back together. Yeah, you could. Just don't do it like Sergeant J did, where he ran it in what series instead of parallel, or parallel instead of series, whatever it is. I always forget. I always tell Mitch to tell me which one that is. But that was a very easy motor swap. I made it harder than it needed to be by pulling the links. What's up, Brian? Sergeant has one spare, doesn't? Yeah. Yeah, Sarge made it. Sarge definitely made it a success and then plugged it in and he's like, my ESC's not working. I think the cry just comes natural in the morning, Ryan. I also took the Geolanders off this, and these are the VXT2s, even though they're both 475. This one's obviously taller, and I think it looks better. If I would have had 2.2, like the new Riots or whatever, I'd have put them on the red ones, but I didn't. I had these. Oh, I think the young one has arisen. Jericho has emerged from the shadows. So, buddy, I'm doing a live stream. I just put the new motor in the optic. Jericho's here with his Beatles haircut. Um, I got the four 1500s charged and two 2200s for Dennis and them. What do you want to run today? The tan truck probably. Make sure it works since you launched it into a creek. The your 10 shooter chunk, the 2700 that's in the Capra, the axle snapper. It is. I mean that 2700 destroyed Charlie's Capra. Um, Chunky, you were there. We won the yellow jacket at the Guru comp. So now we have two 2500 yellow jackets in trucks. So I bought the Fury Tech ESC from Darren when I went down and picked up the motor for Misty's pink Jeep. This was 90 bucks. And I put the yellow jacket in my carbon, my class two carbon, not Jericho, because Jericho has the 2500 in his and it did really good. So I went like saying, like you are. The interior is inside with the skeletons. And then It's hard to see because it's so small, but there's the little yellow jacket in there. And then the Fury Tech ESC. The truck is now with battery under 6 pounds. And this servo or this ESC is 8.4 volts. So the reefs and the NSDRC are pretty happy with it. So Darren was out a 10 tooth pinion, so it has a 9 tooth in it. Let me get this winch somewhere up out of the way. Fury Tech has FOC in it. And that's not noise canceling, that's making no sound. You can hear it when it gets a little faster, but you can see with the FOC, I'm not moving my finger. Also, the servo definitely likes it. So does the winch. And you're not going to get me chunky like I got you at the comp. Chunky was doing that at a comp, and I kept telling in, out, in, out, in, out, and he was holding it like this. And I said, okay, now rub the tip. And it was in a room full of people, and everyone was watching. It was quite funny. And Kurt, if you're still here, I can show you the telemetry now once it connects to the Bluetooth. There it went, connected. So when I get out of the ring, you can see it starts putting throttle and RPM in it and moving up the throttle curve. You can see that little dot moving. Stupid light. There we go. That's pretty cool. He did keep rubbing it for a second. Then he realized it. It was quite funny. But I'm impressed with this so far, but it's only been bench testing and like driving it up that tote behind me stuff. But yeah, that raw 500. Quite likes it. Now I do have the real time tuning is sweet. Like with Jericho's truck, he has the micro V2, and I programmed it all through Chunky's laptop. But see, I'm running the same Amazon wheels as Big Head, but I have brass portal covers and brass hexes. I'm running these for the clearance they have right here because the one downfall of the F10 portal is the two portal covers have It has two bolts on the top on the portal covers, and they rub. So if you run a 2.2, it sits just above it as long as it's a 2.2 that only bolts from the front, like these, where these are the ways the wheels come together. But if you run a 2.2 that still bolts in the back, it will still hit. Like Punk's 3D Customs, right, Joe? I know Joe's not here. He's driving up to Toledo. Yeah, this will be what I use to show Dennis and Icons up when they get here, since they're still driving. Icons is probably holding on to his seatbelt right now. Dennis is yelling at some truck driver. Just what I picture. Chunky, how'd the girls do on the trip? Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like for 90 bucks, as long as I don't take it out back and it shits the bed, I think it's definitely going to be something I start looking into. Now, I have the Holmes. Dennis can't drive anyway. Yeah. Well, I don't want to say that. Dennis did help a lot when we were first starting out. Like we didn't know any of the guys up north. And as Chunky knows, Northern Ohio has some super hard courses with some super built trucks. And it made us step up our game. Like when we went to stuff around here, my base camp, my with Rock Pirates shock towers and yeah, I saved 100 grams, Chunky, swapping this motor and ESC. Um, but like my base camp was a contender when we were doing the small comps around here with people with not so much built trucks. So then I built a truck, straight axle truck that Jericho still runs, and it did really good. But I went up north with it, and I'm like, I need portals, I need more steering. Yes, just like Chunky said, super shafty with full brass, but their brass is all down low. The trucks are still 5.5 to 6 pounds with custom bodies and all kinds of stuff. They do run at super shafty and stuff, but to just build something that hangs with those guys, it really helped. Oh, you're good, Mitchell. It's not about speed runs anyways. I'm sure if like K Bash was live or something, you'd jump in with him, but it's okay. But no, I definitely found like the VRD carbon like out of the box does well. The SX10 Pro does well, but you just belly out a lot. Um, I like a centered skid truck. I do see the benefit in a forward skid truck where it would be, up here. And the breakover really helps. Like Chunky's FS has really good breakover. Joe's UGRC Outlaw Pro, the what is it? The Brazen Scale High Low has a forward skid, and then Brazen made one for this truck. It's called the Frontline, where you put the stubby motor that Jericho's has. It's the motor sits back here, shortens everything up. The Ascent Fusion does do really well, and it's a center skid, and the DSM chassis leaves the skid there, but it moves it up a little bit. But I just like, I know where my skid is on stuff on a center skid truck. And I know how to drive for that. It would be a total new driving experience with a forward skid. Like I've driven Joe's truck and I've driven Chunky's truck, but they uh they just they're harder for me to figure out the breakover and the tipping points. I drove the Fusion, and because it was very close to this, it uh was easier to drive for me. But you know, Kurt was Kurt, do you still have your TRX4 axle truck? Like the TRX4 axles aren't bad, but your C hubs hit everything and the steering is just not as good. I have to wait for the delay for people to respond. No, Andrew. Yeah, and see, when I first ran class one, my truck that's sitting over here, it's a TRX4 axle truck. And it did okay, like because it's such a short wheelbase, the turning wasn't as oh, this truck's big. Oh, this was the first comp truck I built. And I did not know then what I do now. Like it's a full Hilux hard body with lights. And then this is a metal frame tonneau cover. So it covers the holes in the floor, velcroed down. But this is a C1V1 G Speed with a Vanquish 3 gear because I didn't even know what a two low was back then. And this is what I'm talking about, Kurt. Like this truck, this is where I want to put the dual lock. But it's TRX4 axles, no brass on the rear, brass outers on the front. Definitely needs more weight down low. But these are all metal bumpers that I either made or modified. Literally cut out the whole tabs for these and brake tubing with a flex core welder. I really need Chunky to fire his TIG up. And all I knew about was desert lizards back then. This is G Speed's chassis, Mitchell. This is the C1B1. I have a two low that I'm probably gonna swap into this because my two low has the 3 year adapter, and I'll put this motor in it and drop everything down. I literally cut these links and re-welded them to shorten the truck up to 11.8. But this truck did good for a while. But now technology's kind of past it. This chassis is 3 years old, 4 years old, and it might have been older than that. Just got a 1080 in it. Um, direct power homes. I'll need a regulator and gas. We might set it up out in the hobby shop, Chunky, so it can be out there. Or if we get Charlie's frame done and out of the way, I plan on putting a welding table back in the corner there where all the electrics ran and stuff already, where your plasma cutter is. But no, this is a fun truck. I just, um, Joe actually ran it last at the comp for years. And Joe didn't do bad with it. I had a different set of wheels and tires under it. These are to look cool. These are RC4 drives with BFG K2s. Not really a comp tire. Of course, Joe used pin seekers. Then I ran this little bungee to hook over the back. But yeah, it's got two full drivers in it, a full interior. This is probably one of my most scale trucks, other than inner fenders or whatever. I painted to match the one on the shelf up there, the Tamiya. If JD was here, I'd tell him this was close to a 50-point Sorca truck. Build another one, Kurt. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you're not wanting to do all custom, buy the VRD carbon. There was one, two, three of them at the last comp, and all three did very well. Hey, there's Mitchell. He's going to show us how to make wires so uh, Sergeant J can not fry his SCX6. You're still muted, buddy, unless the kids are yelling.
I'm glad he didn't fry nothing.
I am too. That could have went real bad.
Hooking up 8S to that thing said, "Nope, I ain't moving."
Yeah, which it's nice it had that safety feature.
Yeah,
And that's specifically when I went to make my cables, why I'm like, is this how I do it, Mitchell? You've done this a lot more than me.
yeah, buddy. Definitely go south real quick,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Is that car going to hit 170 on 77S?
It should, yeah. But I got to take it completely apart because the dog bones back here, the drive cup. If you might be able to hear it in the last video too. But when I drive the car away to go turn it around, you can hear it clicking, like it's like click, 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 click.
I
The
hear it
drive,
sounded like it was laboring a little bit, and I didn't know if it was the
yeah.
gearing or something else.
These rear drive cups, I have the CVDs, but at the diff itself, the drive cups are whooped. So
Okay.
I just from Jenny's ordered a set of diffs to rebuild them and then put them in here. So I got to do that. But
Kurt, Kurt, you can't go wrong with the VRD. It's a great kit. I've built two of them now, and the trucks just perform. They will get the Vanquish click. There's the bearing on the input shaft. It has a tiny bit of, like, once it's all together and broke in, it gets a tiny little click. And I don't know if it's the E clip hitting it or what. You can hear it on a lot of different videos on people that run VFDs and VFD twins. So if it clicks, don't worry about it. It's not like Mitchell's car where a click is 3 mile an hour.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, it was funny yesterday, Mitchell. We were talking about doing some on-road, like parking lot racing.
Yeah,
And Darren was like, yeah, when you run a six turn in a car that's like on road, it gets a little sketchy. I said, six turn is nothing. I said, there's a four turn to my TTO too. I said, but no, it definitely isn't a parking lot racing car. It builds a lot of heat fast.
yep. Yes, they do.
Yeah, the hobby shop at Go To Country Junction, they're talking about doing some outdoor racing. He set up a track. It's pretty cool, pretty technical. We were messing around on it yesterday and then doing some TTO2 racing and trying to make it close. I may swap a 13.5 or a 3300 in one of my TTO2s, my Subaru.
That's cool.
The
You see,
Jericho's,
you see RC Mitchie's post the other day?
I don't know if I follow RC Mitchie.
Yeah, he was in the challenge and all that. He was running, and I've always been watching, but he's gotten really fast since the beginning of the challenge.
Yeah.
And he built I guess he built another car, or maybe he's still working with the same one. But he posted a picture of it, and he says he's coming after the fastest TTO2 record. I was like, good stuff, man. Good luck. But he's definitely done some work. He put some kind of metal plate in between the steering and stuff like that. But he's definitely getting faster. So pretty cool.
The Jericho, the two on the box are charged, and all those should be charged that you're messing with.
What time's everybody showing up out there?
Um, I have a feeling Dennis will be here probably in a half hour, 45 minutes.
Okay.
Joe was gonna come down, but he went up to family in Toledo to visit. But Dennis and Icons are riding together.
Okay. That's cool, man.
I changed the track out back a little bit. Haven't even tried to set a gate or test it yet. Moved
Yeah.
some slabs of concrete and stuff around.
Without a
Oh,
doubt.
and
Oh, good.
no, go ahead.
It's good. Just going to add, without a doubt, I should definitely get my record on 7S. That's a guarantee. But
Well, that record was 8S. What was it? 165.
mhm, yep, it's insane.
And that was a record for a minute, wasn't it? For that motor?
Still is. And I
Still is.
don't know of anybody that's even gotten it into the 160s.
And you did it on 7S, one cell less.
Yes,
Because
sir.
what is it? On 7S, are you at 28 volts total?
Yeah. Well,
And
I think fully charged is 29 volts total.
right.
29.4 or something.
You're right, Chunky. I did wait for you to leave to change course.
29.4 full charge.
29.4. I didn't even know you were leaving. So I definitely waited on you to do it, though. It's all about you.
Oh,
Um, so that would be what, 33.6 on 8S? 4.2 times 8.
33.6.
That's my Rain Man that kicks me.
It's pretty nuts. It's just nice. You put in all the hard work and you try and try and try, and then you finally get, you finally start getting somewhere. And to think all the aggravation and headache I used to go through running 8S back in the day, and now here I am pulling numbers that I used to work hard as heck for on 8S. Now I'm doing it on 7S. It's
Yeah,
like insane.
you've got hours and hours and hours with those cars though. Kurt, we're just crawling here today. That's why I changed the course out back, and we took the torch out back and cleaned it up and stuff. Oh, Mitchell, you'll like this. On the way home from Axial Fest,
Yeah.
while we're there, the bottom trim piece on my man door on the trailer fell off. And I'm like, oh, it's got some water damage. I'm not going to try and fight it back into place going into wood. That's probably bad. So we get like 45 minutes from home and a wide load like merges onto the freeway. So I have to move over and, the wind difference between a normal car and a wide load with my trailer and camper is giant. Went past the wide load, get over and look back. The skin on that door, because it wasn't secured on the bottom, sucked out in the wind and is just
Man.
hanging by the edge. So I was able to de-skin it on the side of the road and
Yeah.
get home. But now my buddy that remodeled my old kitchen and stuff, is going to build me a trailer door and we'll reskin it since he does custom cabinetry and stuff.
Well, that's cool.
Because that's a $700 door.
Man.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Wow.
And of course, it's all like 1x1 or like 1 by 3/4.
Yeah.
They can't have something that's a standard size wood in it.
Yeah.
But I've watched him rip, like at my old house, the closet, we put a barn door sliding closet. So it was, and I said, I'd like some storage here that's sunk into the wall behind the barn doors because you can't do nothing. You can't put nothing on the wall. But if it's sunk in, the
Yeah.
sliding barn doors. So we set wood within the framing of the closet and put Luan on the back to make it look like a sunken shelf. And he had trim around it that was just 1/4 inch trim, like 1 by 1/4 thick. And he forgot half of it. The dude went out with my cheap ass table saw and ripped a 2x4 and made that trim at the house. I'm like, I don't know how you even, I don't even know how you cut a straight line with that table saw, let alone ripped perfect 1/4 inch pieces off of a 2x4
That's not
that you
easy.
can't tell the difference between the 2x4 pine and the cedar on the other side.
Yeah. That's not
The
easy.
only way you could tell was feeling it because the cedar cut smoother.
Yeah. That's nuts. Yeah.
I was like, that's ridiculous. Yeah, I was
I
sitting there
wish.
looking at that garage door and I'm like, calling my dude
Yep.
or trailer door.
That was one thing I wish as a little kid, my old house we used to live in, the old man behind us had a long driveway past our house, that back behind us. And he had a big, huge wood shop. And I mean, he had all kinds of stuff in there, but he made his whole deck, all the spindles on his deck. He had lathes, he had all kinds of stuff. Man, I wish I would have paid more attention. Wish I would have spent more time in his shop learning something more about wood, you know. But
Yeah, like I can work with metal because you can always grind it and re-weld it.
yep, metal, you know.
Yeah, but working with wood always intimidates me.
Yep. There's no putting it back on once you get it off.
Right.
There's no rebending it.
Yeah, I'm gonna share screen real quick. This was what he did for that.
Wow.
So that was
Nice.
all sunk in.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is the trim he brought, and this is the trim he ripped in the garage.
That's awesome. That looks really nice, dude.
Yeah, in that bedroom, it was ridiculous. Like he reshaped that whole room. Like that was a closet before.
I like those pockets too, how those shelves sit in the framing of the wall. I have a
Yeah,
couple of those in this house, but I didn't. The previous owner put them in there. But yeah, I definitely like that style. It's definitely very nice.
yeah. Even the curtains for the windows, I made sliding barn doors, so
Nice.
it all matched. And then the entertainment center he built for Jericho's room was one of the most ridiculous things. So this was all custom built by him and brought in.
Nice.
And the top of it was beveled because it had to be beveled to slide into the ceiling.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Very nice work.
And then the bathroom he redid for me was just uh, so let's see. Let me find where to show how this started. This started as a bedroom, and that's where the furnace is. And there was no door to go through to the other room
Nice.
that way. So move that window. That's him underneath the house in the crawl space because it literally was a crawl space to fit everything. It had beat up hardwood floors.
Came out really nice, dude.
Yeah, I made Jericho stain the door.
That's awesome.
That's paneling.
I love that. My wife would freak out if she seen that.
And then
You'd have me working for the next 3 years.
the tub, if you get one of the ones with like the Roman faucet, that whole faucet setup's like $300.
Yeah.
You put a shower faucet in the wall, it was $50. Yeah, the bathroom came out awesome. So yeah, I trust him to make a trailer door.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
Russell did Chunky's basement too. He did an awesome job down there. Yeah, Kurt, it was on the way out to Axial Fest. I did a um, trailer tire blue and was able to change it on the side of the road in 14 minutes. Might be my record on the
Go ahead,
way
buddy.
out. Blew a trailer. blew a trailer tire on the way to Axial Fest. But having blown trailer tires and a camper tire before, I now have the Amazon electric impact just shoved underneath the camper with the tool set and a 20-ton bottle jack.
Nice.
Because when you put a floor jack under a car trailer that's hooked to a trailer, the camper really doesn't lift it.
No. Sorry to cut you off, but my Toyota just showed up. So I bought
Toyota?
a Toyota 4Runner off of the guy I work with. So he just showed up. I got to drive him back home.
Nice.
Uh, I'll have to catch up with you later.
All right. Good
So
seeing you, Mitch.
take it easy, bud.
Well, what truck is built? I have completed the stuff that I wanted to get done today. Last night on Sean's Live, I finished the Pink Jeep 3-year swap for Misty. Those 10.3 axial transmissions. It it was overheating the motor because it was catching between gears. And Kurt, you've messed with 10.3s. Those transmissions are just junk. Buy the $14 Bauhaus conversion and put a 3-year in it. And I just got the Endura 3-year, like it had metal gears in it, and man, it was nice because you can't. The axial 3-years are getting harder and harder to find. It's $20 on Amazon, and it's a nice transmission, like nicer than the plastic gear for axial 3-years. All the bearing tolerances are nice, and I re-greased it, and it's good to go. But thanks everybody for stopping in. Just thought I'd be live while messing around on the bench. And I think tonight Keith is interviewing, I'm sorry, Duckman is interviewing John Martin tonight. So KBRC 13's channel. Go over there and watch the awkwardness. And then we'll probably be on there. Kurt, me, probably maybe Dennis and Icon, or Dennis at least, if he's back in time. We'll see if Brad shows up. Depends on if he has a doctor's appointment Monday. Because, one stream a week really wears Brad out. All right, everybody. See you. Have a good one.